The term in silico is aligned to the in vivo term, meaning investigations or observations carried out in living organisms, and similar in vitro for experiments performed outside living organisms, such as experiments in petri dishes. In general, in silico medicine means the use of computers for diagnosis, treatment, or prevention of disease. Deeper, this means the use of computers for modeling, simulation, and visualization of real biological processes in our body. Current health system is unthinkable without the use of computers. By using computers models to simulate the behavior of biological systems as well as their interactions, researchers can better understand how drugs, devices, and other treatments work in the human body before conducting costly and time-consuming clinical trials. Until the 20th century, two major scientific methods, in vivo in vitro experiments and analytical solutions, were available for scientists to understand nature laws. Since the middle of 20th century, a third scientific method is available to solve problems which cannot be solved analytically or experimentally at all, or use of these methods is too expensive. Respectively, in silico medicine addresses in general all problems of medical research and practice. This includes understanding of development and progress of diseases, support of diagnosis or treatment planning, and the development of new medical devices. An important aspect is the conduction of so-called in silico clinical trials, aiming to replace or at least support conventional clinical trials, aiming both aims to understand diseases and to test new treatment procedures.
The variety of in silico medicine applications that exist and that are already successfully used is enormous, and it is to be expected that the impact of these methods will only widen in the future. In pharmaceutical research, in silico methods are used, among others, for drug discovery using machine learning-based methods. For medical devices, in silico methods can be used to assess device safety aspects, such as the magnetic resonance compatibility of a device. However, in silico methods can also be used on a personalized level. Here, examples are better device fitting for prostheses or manufacturing of surgical guides on a personalized level. These methods also allow better diagnosis of diseases by calculation of biomarkers, which can only be measured invasively otherwise, or maybe not at all. One of the main advantages of in silico medicine over conventional approaches is a relevant reduction in development costs and efforts for new pharmacological therapies and medical devices. Virtual models and simulations allow to replace expensive bench tests, animal experiments, and human trials, or at least reduce them in size, cost, and duration. This also allows to accelerate the development processes and bring new therapies to the market more quickly. SIMCO is a research project funded by the Horizon 2020 program of the European Commission. The acronym stands for In Silico Testing and Validation of Cardiovascular Implantable Devices. Within the project, several partners from academia, medicine, and industry from all over Europe work together to develop a computational platform supporting the development, evaluation, and regulatory approval of implantable cardiovascular devices. These devices are associated with very high risks, and therefore the demands regarding their proper evaluation and certification are high. The platform will combine different technologies and methods to facilitate simulation of device implantation and device effects and safety. To demonstrate the feasibility of this approach, we have two use cases: a hardware prosthesis to be implanted via catheter and a pressure sensor which is also implanted into the bloodstream via a catheter. For these two use cases, we generate groups of virtual patients with the underlying diseases, including anatomy and clinical features. Then we simulate the implantation of the devices in the patient and assess their behavior to evaluate their safety and efficacy for clinical use.